Hello, I'm Mark Teeters from Teeters Music, and today I'd like to talk to you about four reasons that either you or your child should learn how to play guitar. Let's get to it. Now, I've played music pretty much my whole life. My dad had a band. Uh, I started playing when I was about 4 or 5 years old. I was up on stage with them at times, even when I was really young. So I've always been around it. And the comment that I hear most often from people is, man, I wish I could play like that. And I'm not saying that to brag. I'm just telling you that a lot of people want to learn to play music. And the truth is, uh, you can learn how to play music. It's not something magical. It's not something that you have to be born with. I've taught a lot of people, and I found out that if you want to learn and you have the patience and you have a little bit of time to spend on it, you'll learn. You'll get there. Uh, when I was young, I practiced at least 4 or 5 hours a day. Now, I was obsessed with it. I'm not saying that you should do that. I'm saying that's what I did. But if you have 20, 30 minutes a day to spend on it, you'd be amazed at what you can do. The key thing is consistency. Or maybe you say, well, I'm going to hit it every other day for 30 minutes, or I'm going to hit it, you know, Monday, Tuesday, and Wednesday every week because that's my easy days, and I'll do 25 minutes a day, whatever it is, as long as you have a routine and you stick with it, you'll get somewhere. Uh, So what we're talking about in this video is the four reasons why I think you should learn how to play guitar. You or your child, if you have a child that's wanting to play, these reasons will also involve them. Reason number one, it's relaxing. And it really is relaxing. Uh, I'm sure I don't have to tell you in today's world, life can get kind of hectic sometimes. You can have a bad day at school, you can have a bad day at work, and you got so many things to do all the time. It seems like people are pulling you in all different types of directions. But when you play guitar, it takes a lot of concentration to do it, which we'll go into a little bit in depth later. But it just relaxes you. It's something that you can do to take your mind off everything else for a while. So that's the first good reason. Reason number two, it's useful at family get togethers, church, and parties. So imagine maybe your family get together next Christmas. Instead of listening to music or watching a Christmas movie, imagine pulling your guitar out and playing Christmas songs that the whole family can sing along with. Or having your child pull out a guitar and play. These are kind of memories you can't beat these. And I know this because we do it every year in my family. We all sing. I usually play the piano, sometimes guitar, and it's just a lot of fun. Uh, Also, at church, you can play guitar at church. A lot of a lot of churches are looking for musicians to play. Some churches even pay musicians to come and play at church. So you could be like in a praise band at church, or you could just get up occasionally and play a song at church, either way. Parties are another place to play. You could play for your friends at a party somewhere. Uh, a thing to keep in mind, a lot of people get self-conscious about this. And even after all these years, sometimes it bothers me playing in front of people. And you think, well, I don't want to show off, you know. But the thing of it is, you're not playing to show off. You're enriching other people's lives. People love music. If you search YouTube, you can find some videos where they've taken really famous movies and took a real big scene from that movie and they removed the music from it. It kills it. Music is a big part of everybody's life. Everybody loves music. So when you play your guitar for them, you're not showing off. They're enjoying it. You're giving them enjoyment. Reason number three, it's good for your brain. It really is good for your brain. As we talked about earlier, guitar playing can reduce your stress, which will improve your sleep. Now, how does it do this? Okay, when you play the guitar, you are picking with your right hand or strumming, and with your left hand, you're fretting the strings. So you are doing two things independent of each other. So you've got this muscle control going on independently in each hand. Plus, you're looking down at the sheet music and you're seeing what's coming next. If you're playing with other people, you're listening to what's going on around you uh, to see, is the band getting louder here? Are we laying back a little bit? Are we making this part soft? And even if you're by yourself, you have to kind of listen. Is my timing okay? Am I speeding up? Am I slowing down? So you got this hand, the brain reading or thinking about what's coming next, plus listening, all going on at the same time. Now, in order to do this, you have to concentrate on playing the guitar, which pushes that other stuff out of your head, which relieves stress. So if you've had a hard day at school or a hard day at work, you kind of forget about that stuff while you're playing guitar. And that's how it relieves stress. Another thing it does for you is it boosts your self-esteem. I know a lot of people who have low opinions of themselves. They don't think they're smart as other people. They don't think they're as talented, maybe. Maybe this guy thinks, I can't play sports like him. And this girl says, I'm not as pretty as this girl. Well, guitar boosts your self-esteem. And the reason I'm saying that it does this is because there's several reasons why I'm saying this. One, people look at music as something almost magical. A lot of people have the opinion if you're playing the guitar, you're gifted. That's something that only people with the gift have. Not anybody can pick up a guitar. Now, I believe that's wrong. I've taught people who had absolutely no gift for music at all, and they ended up doing exactly what they wanted to do on the guitar. So you can learn. But most people look at it like, oh, that's amazing what they're doing on that. And when you see that reaction, it makes you feel better. Hey, I'm doing something here. I'm impressing people. So that boosts your confidence. Doesn't matter what you look like, as long as you spend a little bit of time and you kind of got a basic grasp of what's going on, they're going to enjoy it. Studies have also shown that if you're an older student learning the guitar, that it helps decrease memory loss. So sadly, this did not work for me. Still doesn't work. I forget everything. I remember music. I can remember songs, chords, notes, everything, solos, but I forget everything else. I get yelled at so often from my wife because she'll say, how in the world can you remember the words and the chords to thousands of songs and you can't remember the date of our anniversary? So I get in trouble. But hopefully for you, it'll work if you're an older student. You won't have as much trouble with memory loss. The last thing I'm going to talk about is me talking only. You should consult a doctor. Obviously, I'm not a doctor, but I have some arthritis in my hands. And I can tell you that when I play the guitar or the piano or a banjo, no matter what instrument I'm playing, it helps loosen up my fingers and my hands. I know it does. It just happened too often. My fingers will be stiff. Sometimes when I get up in the morning, I couldn't even make a fist. But then I can play a little bit and it loosens them up. Now, I tried to find a study before I did this video that talked about this, and I couldn't. I didn't have a lot of time to spend. I should have. I apologize. But the reason I went ahead and included this point is because I got a lot of friends who have similar arthritis problems, and they all tell me the same thing. It helps me. It makes my hands feel better when I play. So that's where this is coming from. And the final reason number 4, monetary gain. It's all about the money. Now, it's perfectly fine if you want to learn how to play the guitar and sit in your own bedroom and play for yourself. There's nothing wrong with that. What I do when I teach students any instrument, I continually ask them, what do you want to do with this? Do you want to play on stage? Do you want to become famous? You want to play for yourself? And that's what I focus on teaching. You know, you can go lots of different directions with music, and none of them are wrong. Now, not everybody wants to be a star, so it's what you want to do. But if you do want to make money playing music, you can. And I'm not talking quit your job and go on the road money, although a lot of people do that too. Maybe that's a subject for another video. But I play in a band on the weekend, and I can tell you, I live in an economically depressed area. Not a lot of jobs. It's just a low income area. And it's very easy for me to make $100 extra a weekend when I play music. Now, I realize that's not a great amount of money, but I don't know anybody that couldn't use a few $100 extra every month. So if I go out and play every weekend in a month, that's $400 or $500 extra that month. Now you have to work at practicing, and you got to get to a point where you're good enough to do this. But you can do it if you want to. You can play in nightclubs. You can play churches. Some churches pay their musicians to play. You can play at weddings. Weddings are a big source of income for musicians because some people go all out on weddings. So they'll hire a guitarist or a pianist or singers. So that's a place you can make money. Or even at private parties. Our band gets hired for a lot of private parties. So there's different ways you can make money playing music. Uh, and something that I love about all of this is I love playing. I love playing music. It's given me so much joy in my life that I don't know what I would do without it. So when I get paid to do it, somebody's actually paying me money to do something that I would be doing anyway. Excuse me. I remember a club owner one time who was kind of not yelling at me, but he was arguing with me a little bit, kind of in good humor. But he told me, uh, I watch you guys on stage. You're all smiling. You're having a blast. You really love what you're doing. I can't believe you're charging me this much money to do something that you love anyway. Excuse me. And I told him, we're not charging you money to play music. We're charging you money to move this equipment around because music can take some lifting. So that's another video too. And finally, the conclusion. To learn to play the guitar takes a lot of practice, a lot of work. I'm not going to lie to you. Like I said, you only need to dedicate 20 or 30 minutes a day as often as you can. You will get there. But it takes work. but it is worth the effort. I know when I work on a song, especially a really hard song, I've worked on songs that took me months to learn how to play. But then when I'm done and I play it, it just feels great. I thought, I actually did this. I played the song that so and so plays, somebody famous. It's supposed to be really, really hard, and I'm playing it. That makes you feel so good. And if you want to take that on and play it for your friends or your family or on stage, you can spread that joy around to other people. The biggest advice I could give you is start right now. Don't say, well, I'm really busy at work. When things quiet down at work, or maybe when school's over, maybe during the summer I'll start taking. Don't do that. If you want to play guitar, play guitar. Start now. Find a local teacher in your area or contact me. I'm at teetersmusic.com. I give online courses. I'm going to be selling some different products soon that you can take them at your own pace. There's different teachers doing it different ways. I would not suggest doing it by yourself. And the reason I say this is beginning students can learn stuff wrong or do things wrong. That's really hard to unlearn later, if that makes sense. And I say this because I did a few things like that. I taught myself when I was really, really young, and there was a few things I did not do that I really should have. And I corrected it later, but it would have been a lot easier if I did it right the first time. A good teacher can stop you from making these mistakes. So I hope you got something out of this video. I hope you had a good time. If you liked it or got anything out of it, excuse me, please subscribe, give me a like, and stop back, and I hope to see you soon. Thank you.